Hi, this is Tatiana Moroz, and you're listening to Journalistic Revolution.
Hello, fellow lovers of liberty. I'm Matthew Dalton.
And I'm Robert Wasmund, and welcome back to the Journalistic Revolution. In this episode, we're actually introducing a new series that we will be doing on logical fallacies. And the first one we're going to be tackling is the strawman argument, because it's the most common used in political debate.
We will not only discuss what it is, but we'll also be discussing how to avoid using a strawman argument and how to combat when someone uses a strawman argument against you.
Because we do want to point out that even though pointing out other people's logical fallacies is very important to debate, making sure that you're not using logical fallacies in debate is just as important.
It is also important that when you do this, you do it in such a manner that does not put someone on the defensive, because then the argument's over.
So the definition, a straw man or straw person, or also known as in the UK an Aunt Sally, is a type of argument that is an informal fallacy based on misrepresentation of the opponent's position. To attack a straw man is to create the illusion of having refuted a proposition by replacing it with the superficially similar yet unequivalent position, aka the straw man, and to refute it without ever having to actually refute the original position. This technique has been used throughout history in political debate, particularly in arguments about highly charged emotional ideas.
Strawman arguments often arise in public debates, such as a prohibition debate. We should liberalize the laws on beer.
No, any society with unrestricted access to intoxicants loses its work ethic and goes only for immediate gratification.
The proposal here was to relax laws on beer. Person B has exaggerated this to a position harder to defend, i.e., unrestricted access to intoxicants. It is a logical fallacy because person A never made that claim.
A more simple example. Sunny days are good.
If all days were sunny, we'd never have rain, and without rain, we'd have famine and death.
In this case, person B falsely frames A's claim to imply that A believes only sunny days are good, and B argues against that assertion. A actually asserts that sunny days are good and in fact nothing about rainy days.
We should give children ice cream after every school day.
That would be rather bad for their health.
Do you want our children to starve?
Now, to combat straw man, there are a couple of different ways you can do it. The first defense against this fallacy is to address the questions raised within the straw man argument, and to address them directly. The main weakness of this approach is that you have inadvertently provided validation to your opponent's distorted, false, incorrect claims by addressing them rather than refuting them directly.
The second type of defense is to question the argument put forth by your opponent. More specifically, ask your opponent to explain how his or her straw man argument is linked to your initial argument, indicating that you see no link between the two lines of thought. It should be noted, similar to the above example, this technique can backfire, as once again, by addressing rather than refuting your opponent's claims, you are inadvertently validating them.
The last, and in my opinion most effective line of defense, is to restate your original argument and draw attention to the fact that knowingly or unknowingly, your opponent is attempting to distort your original statement. Put simply, your opponent is attempting to put words in your mouth. The best defense against this logical fallacy is to simply openly acknowledge this fact and don't let your opponent get away with it.
Here are just a few examples of strawman arguments in the media.
Whoosh.
Well, she voted for this war, which I would not have voted for. She voted for...
So you'd rather see Saddam back in power?
No, but I'd love to see a convincing plan that would show us a way to victory in Iraq.
Stay the course.
I've heard that, and...
Okay, but it didn't sink in?
No single person can train all the math and science teachers we'll need to equip our children for the future, or build the roads and networks and research labs that will bring new jobs and businesses to our shores.
So, Congressman Paul, and I'd like you to take 30 seconds to answer this. You're basically saying that we should take our marching orders from Al-Qaeda. If they want us off the Arabian Peninsula, we should leave?
No!